Hey, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Cassie, and we are going to have our first baby at a birth center.
We're very excited.
I think the biggest reason why I wanted a natural birth is because, birth is natural. Like, every woman is able to have a baby, or, hopefully every woman is able to have a baby, and it's the most natural process that your body goes through.
My biggest concern was the safety of my significant other here, and that was really the main thing. I just wanted to make sure that everything went smoothly and that there was no hiccups along the way. But after talking to the women up there at Oasis, they really gave me peace with everything, and that was really my only concern. It was just her safety.
That'd be nice to know.
Go pick up your...
I'm Jo Crawford, and I am a certified professional midwife. I specialize in out-of-hospital birth, and I care for women in their pregnancy through their whole pregnancy, and I basically am the attendant at their birth, wherever they choose, outside of a hospital, and I also care for the baby up to 6 weeks postpartum as well.
Wake up! I fell asleep at like 7 or 8, and I woke up and I felt like I had a fever.
Your belly to keep her there.
Clearly on the right there.
It's right here. Yeah.
She's good.
Think anything else I need to, all the red things.
My youngest brother just graduated like computer science.
So we're here at Cassie's house, and conveniently, of course, she's 39 weeks, so she could have a baby any day. But right before we got here, she'd actually texted me saying, I think my water broke. So I said, well, it's convenient. Me and Victor are coming over to your house today to get you guys on camera. So we'll just might as well do a checkup and to see how everything is going. So we're going to listen to the baby because we're pretty sure it was her water. She's consistently losing fluid, so it sounds good. So maybe a baby today, tomorrow, who knows? Don't need that, but I do need this.
All you were going to tell me to do is go to sleep, so that's one thing I can do right now.
Go to bed.
I did have it like...
And I know your last visit you had protein in your urine, but I said,
right.
we'll watch it.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have the other things going on.
Right.
But now that we have other things going on,
The high blood pressure.
I can't ignore it.
No, I don't want you to.
And we don't want to ignore little person in here. Okay, so when we were doing vitals on Cassie, her blood pressure was pretty high. It's above our threshold of what we want to be safe being out of the hospital with. So I'm going to send her to the hospital for an evaluation, and they're going to check on things and make sure we can rule out things like preeclampsia. So that's what we're all doing right now. I'm going to let the hospital know, and they're actually packing their bags now, and that's the next step. And if all those signs are there for that, then they're going to put her on some medication. And good thing is she's already having some labor signs, and that's what you do if you have preeclampsia, is you have a baby. That's the best thing to do. Hey Amber, this is Jo Crawford, midwife from Oasis and Dr. Skanes. I'm good. I am sending in a patient of ours, Cassandra Miller. I just got a bunch of high blood pressures on her, so I'm sending her in to get eval'd on the monitor, and she'll need some labs done for preeclampsia.
So just labs and just monitoring
Yeah.
your OBP.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just now leaving her house because I just did a prenatal with her. So she's 39 weeks, by the way, and she thinks her water may have broken already too. So.
My baby was born, and her name is Hazel Ray Tyson.
and she is the best thing that's ever happened to me and totally worth the pain of a natural childbirth. Sorry, just nervous fidgets. So the last place we left off, my water had broken right before you guys had come to my home for an interview. And I actually did start having contractions during the interview. I just thought it was really great, though, having you guys at my home already, because you could tell me, like, what was going on and, like, what I was going through. And it really was helpful because I ended up having high blood pressure. So I actually did have to go to the hospital, which was not planned, but it ended up turning out okay. The hospital, let me do everything that I anticipated doing here, aside from laboring in the tub, because I was progressing too fast. So they were like, you don't have time to get in the tub. So I went to the hospital because my blood pressure was too high, and they did end up testing and seeing that I did have preeclampsia, but I think we caught it at a good time. The nurses were wonderful. They were awesome. They basically just let me do whatever I wanted to do. I only pushed for about 30 minutes. Dr. Skanes barely made it because she was definitely ready. As soon as she got there, I started pushing, and then 30 minutes later, my baby was born. Hazel has been such a blessing, honestly. I've been around babies my whole life, but never my own babies. So getting that experience and having this thing that is my whole life, just looking at me, it's amazing, honestly. She looks like a baby doll. She looks like a baby doll with her cute little cheeks, and she is very expressive. She's very healthy, and I guess that makes me feel better because I don't have as much to worry about, because I was afraid also that the preeclampsia might have something to do with her too, but she came out perfectly healthy, perfectly strong. She's just, honestly, the best thing that's ever happened to me.
My name is Nadia Granby. I'm a student midwife here at Oasis. I am actually about to take the NARM exam, hopefully within the next couple weeks. So I'll be a licensed midwife within hopefully the next month. Once I'm licensed, I will be the first Black certified professional midwife in the state of Alabama since the 1980s. So some of the legal troubles, challenges that have been placed in the way of midwifery have affected so many families in negative ways. Unfortunately, Alabama is one of the worst states to have a baby in, and obviously the hospitals have not figured out how to serve families to keep them safe. So it's quite baffling that the state causes so many barriers for midwives to provide care for families. There are so many rural areas in Alabama where people do not have access to anyone that could service them. We have a low number of OBGYNs in the state, and lots of people who live in rural areas maybe don't have transportation or cannot afford to drive an hour and a half away from them to get safe care. And so the fact that we have to fight daily to be able to provide care is really disheartening. But we are committed to keep providing the care that people in our communities deserve, no matter what that takes. I think that one of the things that people should know about having a home birth or a birth center birth is that it's a safe option. I think the number one question that I receive from people about me being a midwife is, oh my gosh, what do you do if something happens? And I always challenge people to think about what is their plan about when something happens at the hospital, because obviously things are happening to families. In Alabama, our March of Dimes score for 2022 is an F. we score at the bottom of the list as it relates to maternal and infant mortality. So the real question is, what if something happens in the hospital? Because the likelihood of that is very probable. And the stats for home birth with midwives is actually on the polar opposite end of the spectrum. The stats show that. That's not a Nadia opinion. We know how to handle emergencies if we need to. We also take care of low risk pregnancies. So we're not taking, families that are high risk and need to be in a hospital. And so I would just challenge people to think about, what does it look like to have a safe birth with the right team, and not really lean into the fear factors that people really present when it comes to home birth, and know that it's a safe option.